How tall really is Technoblade? To answer this question, we have to do some investigative journalism and comb through all his videos in which he shows his face, which would be these two: YouTube Sent Me a Thing and Cooking with Technoblade. The next step is to choose a video and find a time frame in that video that we can scale certain objects to Techno, and the best I could come up with was this: when Technoblade and his dog Floof are side by side. Now we know little info about Floof, except for what he looks like and his gender. By looking at all the instances that Techno has shown Floof, we can see Floof has white, frizzy hair, ears that pop out, and a short tail. By doing extensive research, I have concluded that the breed of dog most similar to Floof is the Condon, whatever, it's on the screen. Now, the average male height for this breed of dog is 10 to 12 inches, so around 1 foot. Perfect! Now we have the estimated height for Floof and a picture where they're side by side. Now all we have to do is stack Floof to Techno. Floof can be stacked around 6 times to Techno, which makes Techno around 60 to 72 inches tall. Except for one little thing. There's a tiny gap in between the last Floof and the top of Techno's head. By dividing each Floof's total pixels by 12, I can calculate that for every 7 pixels is 1 inch, and that there were 6 pixels in the tiny gap. So in conclusion, Techno is supposedly 61 to 73 inches tall, or around 6 foot. But this just isn't good enough. I didn't get a definite answer, and I can definitely do better. Besides, we have an entire other video to watch. How hard can it be? Very difficult, apparently. I had completely hit a wall. At no point in Cooking with Technoblade does he show a full body shot. It's basically only his torso for 3.5 minutes. But if programming class has taught me anything, it's that if you have a problem, Google it. So I spent a good half hour browsing the internet for hope that would put me back on the path to Techno's real height. And I did. I found an article by the US National Library of Medicine. It had everything I needed: graphs, examples, and a bunch of other stuff. But most importantly, it had equations. More specifically, it had 3 equations. One using knees to measure height, another that used arm span, and one final equation that used half arm span. It was perfect. More than enough. All I had to do now is find something to scale Techno to, and eventually I decided on this wine bottle. I chose this wine bottle because he was holding it and his arm was bent, which means it would be easy for me to measure his arm lengths. But this is the most difficult part: measuring. I looked into wine bottles and found out they came in multiple shapes and sizes, but I figured that Techno just used the standard one based on size relative to his hand and bottle shape. I did some googling on how tall standard wine glasses are, and I got around 12 inches. This time, however, I had the resources to do my own experiments, so please enjoy this clip of me measuring wine bottles. Okay, now, I have no idea about wine bottles, so I decided to do some real-life testing, and I pulled out actual wine bottles. Okay. So, the internet says that most standard wine bottles are almost 12 inches, so almost a foot, and this is almost exactly 12 inches. So I'm guessing that this is in fact a standard wine bottle. This one is shorter and these two are taller. This one's the tallest, so let's take a look at this. Alright. Okay, so this one is just, I don't know if you can see it, it's just over a foot. Just by a teeny little bit. This is gonna look super dumb in post, but whatever. I'm filming with my iPhone 7. This one, oh my god, it is exactly 12. This is exactly it's exactly a foot. Okay. I've decided that all of these are probably standard. There's just slight variation in standard wine bottles. So every standard wine bottle is different with the amount that it carries, but... Alright, there it is, and this is all just assuming that Techno is using a standard wine bottle. If he isn't, like, it's gonna throw off my entire thing, but... I guess we'll just have to see, huh? Alright. Okay, so Google was actually correct. Each bottle was right around 12 inches, so much so that there was only a minuscule difference between the wine bottles, and I figured that I would use 12 inches exactly for the height of Techno's wine glass. So I hopped on Photoshop and I got this image. Techno's forearm is about 13.5 inches, and Techno's arm is 32.125 inches long. But then I hit another wall. The equation is measured in arm span, not arm length, which means that I need the length of his torso to finish the job. And for the first time in forever, I got really lucky. While walking between a table and a sink, Techno was holding a white ceramic bowl with blue and pink stripes. The bowl looked like it was the exact width of his torso, and I decided that I had to find it. So after doing countless hours of research, I found the exact bowl with the exact dimension I need. 12 inches exactly. Now time for the equation. For half arm span, the equation would be height equals 79.3 plus 1.05 times 15.24 plus 81.5975 in parentheses. After solving, Techno's height using his half arm span is 180.9799375 centimeters, or 71.25172244094 inches, or 5'11". This could be it, but we need to double check using his full arm span. The equation would be height equals 59.3 plus 0.63 times 30.48 plus 81.5975 times 2 in parentheses. That got me 181.31525 centimeters, which was 1 centimeter off the half arm span from the previous equation. This even proves the floof theory, that he was between 61 to 73 inches tall. So in conclusion, Technoblade is 100% 5'11". Huh? What? What do you mean? Hold on. So it appears that somebody got 6'3". Well, whoever got that, how about you make a detailed YouTube video explaining how you stack dogs to find...